Hello, Net. This is Al Basas from Professor 8-Bit Channel. Today I got my brother here from Nintendo Com Productions, Jamie Lopez. Say hello, sir.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Today what we're going to talk about is what we think is DLC when it's something's included, like on Steam or anything like that, or if it's a game. And if buying something that's even $1 more or $5 more, that's considered DLC, that you're buying the DLC, if someone's against the DLC. Me and my brother had a kind of debate about it, and we're not sure. So we're hoping to get an opinion from someone else out there. I guess what you would think is DLC or what's not DLC, if it's included with the purchase.
The main example of a DLC is if you have purchased a game already and there seems to be like additional purchases within the game that was not originally in the original game. Such as you go to a menu of some sort and you see there's an additional purchase you can get, like a costume or a particular stage or characters as such, like Mortal Kombat. You like the complete edition. You have all these characters in it, but the DLC characters are included.
But the main thing what we're trying to say here is, or what we were debating is, for example, let's put Street Fighter as an example. He bought Street Fighter Super, correct?
Yeah, Super Street Fighter 4
Yep.
Arcade Edition.
On the Steam. And it was a bundle going on where it includes all the DLC in it, but there was the original game there already. The original game was still cheaper than the bundle purchase. And what I was trying to tell him is that you basically bought DLC. He kept saying it wasn't because it was a bundle. What do you guys think? I personally think it is DLC, even if you pay a penny more for a game and you got the option between the two games already inside of the Steam. You got the option to buy the one with and the one without it. Yes, it's stupid to not buy the one that doesn't have the DLC for like $1 less or $5 less. But regardless, if you are against DLC and you do buy the one with that's $5 more or $2 more, regardless of what it is, it's still considered buying the DLC. What's your argument on that?
The bundle that I have purchased, the original Street Fighter 4 game does not have. It's a more expensive purchase than the bundle than you get from Steam. When I bought my Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition, it was like $6, but the original game that was in Steam was like $30. So I have no reason to get to the original version when it's more expensive. And it's the first time I ever seen something like this in my life. So I was like, whoa! There's no point for me to get $30. And the one I found on Steam sale was $6 when the original was like $30.
So what you're saying is, if you buy the bundle one, that's not a separate purchase for DLC. You're basically not buying the DLC. You're just buying the game as a whole.
Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, it was like it had me the urge to buy that because it was the cheapest you can get from it, and it's like the latest before Ultra Street Fighter 4 was coming out.
But you were kind of saying that you're not purchasing the DLC, even though the DLC's in there.
It was a DLC, but what happened is the DLCs that was within the Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition, it's no longer like the original, the costumes and all within the original game, like they have a shop and you have a choice to purchase the costumes. But what Capcom did is when they released different versions, all these shops purchases that you have the original game, it's no longer in the shop. They would just make it like unlockable, like an unlockable achievement.
And kind of what I understand what he's saying, but at the same time, if someone really is against the DLC and they say that they won't buy it, do you still consider it being not DLC because it's bundled in a game that you can still purchase the original game for? I mean, the original game is still in the Steam store versus the one that does have all that DLC in it, and there is a difference in price. So even if they do remove that DLC for the original game, which means if you own the original game, you can't buy the add-ons. You can't buy the DLC. Is that what you're saying?
Not that I'm saying like you can still buy those costumes.
Oh, so they're still in the store. So if you did buy a little bit, if you did purchase or put a little extra money into the one with the DLC and the extra stuff in it, you technically bought the DLC. Now, if it was the same price, let's say you had the original game and then the one with the DLC, and they're both $5 or $10 or whatever. You know how cheap those Steam prices can be. If they're exactly the same price, then I can absolutely say yes, you definitely bought the game with no DLC. I mean, it's in there, but technically you're still stand true when you say you're not going to purchase the extra DLC because you bought the games, the one that has the more content, but they're the same price. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So as long as that the DLC is still out there and you can still purchase it if you have the original title and you decided to get the one with all of it together, you purchased the DLC, whether it's a bundle or if it was separate. You still purchased it regardless.
People out there, if you have Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition, you may notice that you have all these costumes. Like, this is not just the PC version. The consoles has it as well. For having all these consoles that you don't have to purchase them separately from the original game. You just got it as an unlockable built-in game. So it's no longer, particularly it is a DLC for the original game, but when you buy the Arcade Edition, that is no longer a DLC for when you purchase the Arcade Edition.
It's no longer a DLC when you buy the Arcade Edition, but you did end up paying more for that game. So in reality, you did pay for DLC that people can still purchase online.
What confused me is that Capcom basically made the original game look outdated compared to the other versions, because I know it's a greedy move for them. But
that's kind of going off the subject here. I mean, what we're trying to say is, did you or did you not? I guess you guys kind of understand what we're talking about. I want you guys' opinion. I mean, what do you guys think is considered DLC? If you buy a game that's on Steam, and they're both the same price, and one has all the DLC and the other one doesn't, which is usually not the case. Every time I've seen, even Skyrim has the white and the dark version, which the white one's the ultimate version. It has the included DLC, which is the new unlockable quests and all that good stuff. But they're always different prices, but you can still own the original black one and go into the store and buy all that extra DLC, and then you'll basically have the white one. You'll end up spending more in the end, but you're still technically buying the DLC with the white one. So I guess to end it here, to make it keep repeating ourselves, let us know what you guys think. Is that right? Is he in the favor? Is mine in the favor? Let us know. And we'll get back to you guys with maybe a response video, depending on what kind of responses we get. All right?
Yeah.
All right, we can end it.